Final injury report for Sky Sun. Will Hailey Van Lith, DiJonai Carrington play? As the Chicago Sky and Connecticut Sun prepare to meet in a highly anticipated WNBA matchup, much of the attention surrounding the game has centered on the availability of two notable guards, Hailey Van Lith and DiJonai Carrington. With both teams dealing with roster adjustments throughout the season, fans have been eager to learn whether either player will take the court when the Sky and Sun face off. The final injury report has provided clarity, though it also highlights how quickly circumstances can change in a demanding WNBA campaign. Injuries, roster moves, and player management decisions have become a major storyline across the league this season, and the situations involving Van Lith and Carrington have generated significant discussion among fans and analysts alike. For Connecticut, the focus initially centered on Hailey Van Lith, one of the most recognizable young players in women's basketball. After a standout collegiate career that included stops at Louisville, LSU, and TCU, Van Lith entered the professional ranks with considerable expectations. Her competitiveness, scoring ability, and leadership qualities made her one of the most talked about prospects in recent years. Van Lith began her WNBA journey with the Chicago Sky after being selected in the first round of the 2025 draft. However, her path has not been without challenges. She battled injuries during her rookie season and faced fierce competition for playing time in a crowded backcourt. Despite flashes of promise and a productive preseason stretch entering 2026, her future with the Sky became uncertain as the organization reshaped its roster. After being waived by Chicago earlier in the season, Van Lith was claimed by the Connecticut Sun. The move offered a fresh opportunity for the young guard to establish herself and earn a larger role. Her arrival generated excitement among Sun supporters who hoped she could provide additional scoring punch and playmaking ability. However, the situation changed once again. Van Lith's tenure with Connecticut proved brief, and she was eventually released by the organization as roster adjustments continued. As a result, she is not listed as an active player for the Sky-Sun matchup and will not be participating in the game. The news may disappoint fans hoping to see Van Lith compete against her former team or continue building momentum with Connecticut. Nevertheless, her professional career remains in its early stages, and many around the league still believe she possesses the talent necessary to become a productive WNBA contributor in the future. While Van Lith's status has been clarified, questions surrounding DiJonai Carrington have been equally important heading into the contest. Carrington has established herself as one of the league's most respected two-way players. Known for her relentless defensive pressure, athleticism, and toughness, she has become a valuable contributor wherever she has played. Her ability to impact games on both ends of the floor makes her a player opponents must constantly account for. The veteran guard joined Chicago with expectations of helping elevate the franchise's competitiveness. Her defensive versatility and experience were viewed as ideal complements to the team's younger core. Throughout her career, Carrington has consistently embraced challenging assignments and provided energy that often shifts momentum in her team's favor. Unfortunately, injuries have complicated her season. A lingering foot issue has limited her availability and forced the organization to proceed cautiously. The injury has been a source of frustration for both Carrington and the Sky, as the team has missed her presence during critical stretches of the schedule. Heading into the Sky-Sun matchup, Carrington's availability remained uncertain until the release of the final injury report. Coaches, teammates, and fans alike awaited confirmation regarding whether she would be cleared to play. According to the latest update, Carrington remains sidelined as she continues recovering from her foot injury. The Sky have chosen not to rush her return, prioritizing her long-term health over a single regular season contest. While the decision may be disappointing in the short term, it reflects a growing emphasis throughout professional sports on proper injury management and player wellness. Without Carrington in the lineup, Chicago will once again rely on other guards and wing players to shoulder additional responsibilities. The team has shown resilience throughout the season, but replacing Carrington's defensive intensity and leadership is never an easy task. For Connecticut, Carrington's absence removes one of the most disruptive defenders they would otherwise need to face. That could create opportunities for the Suns' perimeter players to operate with greater freedom and potentially establish an offensive rhythm early in the game. Even so, Chicago remains determined to compete despite its injury challenges. The Sky have demonstrated throughout the season that they can adapt when key players are unavailable. Younger contributors have stepped into larger roles, and the coaching staff has continually adjusted rotations to maximize available talent. Meanwhile, the Sun enter the matchup seeking consistency as they navigate their own roster transitions. Connecticut has experienced significant changes over the past year, making player development and chemistry essential priorities. Every game represents another opportunity to build momentum and evaluate how the current roster fits together moving forward. The absence of both Van Lith and Carrington also highlights the unpredictable nature of professional basketball. Rosters can change rapidly due to injuries, transactions, and strategic decisions. Players who appear central to one team's plans can find themselves in entirely new situations within a matter of weeks. For fans, the Sky-Sun matchup remains intriguing despite the missing names. Both teams feature talented players capable of delivering standout performances, and the game could have important implications as the season progresses. Young prospects will have opportunities to showcase their skills, while veterans will be asked to provide stability and leadership. As tip-off approaches, the final injury report delivers a clear answer to the questions many supporters have been asking. Hailey Van Lith will not play because she is no longer on either active roster following her release from Connecticut. DiJonai Carrington, meanwhile, remains unavailable as she continues recovering from a foot injury. While neither player is expected to suit up, their situations remain important storylines to watch in the coming weeks. Van Lith's search for her next professional opportunity will draw attention throughout the league, while Carrington's eventual return could provide a significant boost to Chicago's lineup. For now, however, the focus shifts to the players who will take the floor as the Sky and Sun battle for an important victory in another chapter of the WNBA season.